No, you're on it, sir.
Calling for the monthly meeting for Water District 13, August 26, 2014 at 7 p.m. All commissioners present. Brenda and Kelly with wastewater service present. No audience members as of at this time. Moving forward, any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I would like to add iDrive.
Oh, that's this one here.
That's a memo that I gave you, yes.
New business?
Yes, under new business, please.
Okay.
The end of new business.
Alrighty. Anything else?
That's all I have.
Moving forward, we'll go to the claims payable claims request form for 8/7/14 in the amount of $12,817.50.
I have a problem with an entry on that.
Okay. Page, please.
It'll be on the page that totals the $12,817. It shows here that Mr. Whitson collected about $80-some for mileage and picking up checks. I'm pretty certain, knowing Mr. Wynn's contract very well, that that's the responsibility of Water and Wastewater Services to not only get the warrants to the court, to the county, but to pick up the checks so they can be paid. We cannot spend money outside of a public meeting for a service that we're already getting. And the third part of it is there was some checks picked up. I frankly do not want anybody but Brenda or her staff touching my check. I don't want it in anybody else's hand.
Okay.
I'm done.
I move approval of the claims request for $12,817.50.
So going forward with this, knowing that you're breaking the law,
Vote no.
I'm so happy you did this tonight, Richard. I am
All right,
so happy.
gentlemen, please, come on.
I'm
Come
an
on.
auditing officer. I
Spoke.
can pick up checks.
Spoke to mine and the opinion. Thank you. I should have been under discussion. Okay, we have a we have a motion. Need a second? A second?
Second.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Alrighty, next one, claims request form for 8/26/14 in the amount of $13,090.62.
I move approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay.
I got all the commissioners put in their paperwork like I asked, so thank you for doing that.
Good.
You'll see there's a Marble Falls reimbursement. We talked about that last month. We're gonna reimburse them $608.70. And then that item is a little bit farther on the agenda tonight. Yes. Yeah.
All right. Approval of regular minutes for July 22nd, 2014.
Move approval.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Alrighty. Brenda, over to you.
All right. We are on to water. So far, we are through the end of July, so we're about 58% way through the year. And we're currently tracking at 36%.
36, is that what it is?
Yeah, seems a little low, but I'll double check that. We did put some money in the contingency fee, and yeah, so I'm going to want to double check that. But so far we're tracking at 36%. We're 58% way through the year. So I just want to double check my numbers.
Any questions? Please carry on.
Wastewater, again, through the end of July, And on wastewater, we are tracking at 51%, so we're just slightly under budget on wastewater. Any questions, specific questions to water or wastewater?
That was wastewater there or water?
That was wastewater.
That was wastewater.
Yeah.
So we're right on track with it?
Yes,
Pretty
we're
much.
51%.
We're ahead, but barely.
Yep, on
Yeah.
wastewater, yeah.
Cool, okay. Any questions? We need approval on this one.
I move that we approve the financial year-to-date report as finished.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Here comes Roger.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
Treasurer's reports. Well, hello there. Treasurer's reports, these are for July. They balance up to QuickBooks. I don't think there was any, not really much activity. However, you do have quite a bit of money sitting in your cash. If you guys want to maybe transfer some money out, 25,000, something like that.
Well,
Up to
that
you.
goes towards cash position there, so we first gotta go approve all the treasurer's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Report.
Have a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, now cash position.
So cash position, that breaks it down per fund. Like I said, you guys have a little bit of money, extra surplus in your operations, your general account. If you'd like to shift that to either capital projects, repairs and maintenance, or your general fund, just so you can draw a little bit of interest on it. It's not much interest, let's just be honest. Or you guys can leave it where it's at and we can look at it again next month.
Anybody's thought? Should we just leave it where it's at and go for next month?
I'm more than ready to move it, but depending on what you guys really decide under unfinished business, whether you split it between the two accounts or put it all into capital.
How much wanna move?
I'm thinking 45, 50,000.
Careful on the 50.
Yeah, I'd go 40.
40, all right.
Let's do 40.
All of that again, now we're moving 40 to where?
Split the two.
You want to split the two? Well, if you pick a project though,
Capital
should be all right. It
project.
should be all right. Let's split that.
Yeah, split the two, 2020.
20 in capital and 20 repairs and
Repairs,
maintenance.
maintenance, yeah. Do I have a motion for this?
I'll move 20,000 into capital projects and 20,000 in repairs and maintenance from the operations general fund cash position, totaling 40,000.
The second,
Second.
discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next one.
Collections report, that just breaks down what you took in, water and sewer and late charges, any extras, and then down at the bottom, it breaks it down from January to July. Any questions on that collections report?
Carry on.
Aged receivables, there's a breakdown between July 15th and August 19th. We processed 19 credit cards in July for about $4,200, and we paid $102 in fees. You guys, for the amount of money that you're processing, those are cheap fees. So,
It's been convenient for the people, hasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Did we cover petty cash?
No, but I didn't see any paperwork for petty cash.
Oh, there were 2 checks, huh?
There was 2 checks. Did you guys not have it in your packets?
No. But I just wondered.
Obviously, you don't have it in your packet there either.
No, I do. I have, petty cash in the total amount of $246.36. There was $102.36 that we just spoke of for merchant services, and then we wrote a check $1301 for $144 to Wacom Auditor for 2 liens.
So take one, go to price line.
Place lien,
How much?
$246.36. And we could pass that around, so.
246, okay.
I'll move approval of the two checks totaling $246.36.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? You saw that, Phil, that would've went right by
Yeah,
that.
thank you, because it's up for replenishment tonight on the,
Well, the ancient mariner here ought to.
I just figured out there's no petty cash problem, so. I'm sorry, Brenda, continue on.
yep, so delinquent accounts report, we got account 30028 paid off and 30129 paid off.
3008.
30028 HUD, you'll see it.
28, okay, got it.
And then the very bottom one, 30129.
Okay.
And I did get a payoff request. Today on, I believe, 20011. So we just did a lien release today on 30028. So they paid in full, so we're releasing a lien.
No, that number again?
30028.
Oh, okay. I
We
thought
got,
you just said-
payment
okay.
made, so we're releasing the lien. I typed up the lien release documents today.
And that dated today?
The lien release?
The release was dated today, or?
I think it's dated tomorrow, because I didn't have my notary stamp on me today.
What about Bartholomew?
They are,
Sorry, it's 20062.
he's getting shut off. He's the gentleman that's on a payment arrangement plan.
But is he staying current with that?
No. And so we sent him a door hanger saying he had till Thursday to pay. So he's a gentleman that's on a payment arrangement plan that was approved, and he
He's
is,
reneged on it.
yep, he's reneged on it, so we're gonna get that taken care of.
Yep.
Hate to do it, but
Alrighty, any other questions? Alrighty, public comment? Okay, Kelly, to you, there we are.
Yep, July 2014. Operations have been normal. We're up with water flow about 9% from last year. Let's see, hung a lot of door hanger and shut-off notices, and locked off those new homes for in the Blair Murray's development until we were paid. Any questions on water?
So what was our lawsuit last month? About 9%? Or just 31? Just curious.
Yep, let me look.
that's the main flow. Are you looking at this one?
14%.
I'm just kind of, we've been talking about it every month.
Oh, that's this
Lawsuit
one.
percent.
That's this one.
It's about 14%.
14% right
Did that go down?
It's gone up just a tad, about 1%.
now. Okay,
The average right now for the year is 12%.
okay. Well, you were mentioning trying to get down to 10, but
We'd like to be under 10, yeah.
yeah, but still 14 is not too bad.
Well, it
Not too good.
could be better.
Okay, just curious.
Yep. Wastewater treatment plant's doing well, meeting all the permit requirements. Did we get an award? I think we got an
Yes.
award.
They actually brought it up the other day.
Yeah. So that was good. That includes a dinner out, doesn't it, Brenda?
Oh, they give you a dinner out?
No,
You
I'm
bought me
just.
dinner tonight, I
I'm
guess that
teasing.
works.
I'm teasing. Flows up by about 10% at the wastewater treatment plant. So that actually is tracking nicely with water.
Oh, okay.
Just had did some maintenance work at the Green Valley Lift Station, and that's about it. It's, it's been relatively quiet.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Any other questions for Kelly on that?
Oh, we did have an inspection too, didn't we?
Oh, yes,
Henderson did his inspection, so
when he came up and delivered the
Yeah.
award.
fine.
Was he happy? Not happy?
He's happy.
He'll send out an official report.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Any questions on wastewater?
No.
Okay.
Anything else, Kelly?
No.
No. Any questions for Kelly? Moving on, Brenda.
So there's a meeting log in your packet. Hopefully there's no errors. I ordered the cameras, so I would have assumed I would have gotten a call for install already. However, I haven't. So they should be coming in any day. So I should see that. And, I have forgot to have the fencing company move forward, so I worked on that today and gave them the go-ahead on the bid price on that. So they'll give
It
me
has
a
been incredibly
repair.
busy lately. I just don't know why, but it just feels like you're going a mile, 100 miles an hour.
August kind of
Backwards.
flying by a little
Well,
bit.
everybody's on vacation, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, there's a lot going on. So
Yeah. Alrighty. Any questions? That must be you. Okay, unfinished business, capital projects, update valves. Must be up by the water towers.
yeah, I don't have any information. I apologize. I will have it for you next month.
Okay, table that.
Table it, please.
The other one, telemetry,
Same thing.
same thing.
Can
Table.
you give us a ballpark estimate, possibly,
On which one?
for those?
Well, you're going to spend a couple thousand investigating, digging them up and looking to see what's there. And then depending on what's there, if we have to change out valves or do some piping, it could go 5 to 10,000. Just depends. But what we really need to do is get up there and dig some holes and see what we've got.
Only thing my concern is it's supposed to be a rainy winter, from what everybody has told me.
I
but-
think we've got another 30 days.
I know, but see, we won't even meet for another 30 days, so
Well-
therefore,
Yeah, we'll be fine until October. So we'll get something going.
And I will hopefully be able to back that because I don't want rain that early yet either.
I'm hoping for an Indian summer.
Here, here.
that would be
Indian
nice.
summer?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
It reheats up again, and
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Bone dry, yeah. Where are you from?
We got all night out here.
Yeah, I know.
Did you ask me how old I was? 29.
And
Don't
older,
laugh so hard. You
and older.
guys aren't nice.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay if I get some to you by September.
Alrighty.
I mean, you could approve a couple $1,000s to get up there and do some digging, and
They
then.
did.
We did.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yes, last month.
See,
They-
okay.
Good.
plus we improved for them to start on the telemetry. too.
Investigation, yeah, I
Yeah.
think $5,000 was
Did
given.
you get an estimate?
Yeah. Oh, well, last month you tabled it too, so.
Okay.
Let's-
Well, we'll have some good information for you next week.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty.
5,000 for the valves and 5,000 for the study.
Okay.
Study on telemetry
Great.
and proceed with the valves of the tank, not to exceed 5,000,
You
both
should
of
have
them.
reminded me, Brenda. Thanks.
I am reminding you right now.
Also, there was a question on researching meters usage. You were gonna come up with a price on that. Didn't we have that discussion last month?
No,
What?
we weren't gonna,
I think we kind of wanted that to die away.
Oh, did we?
until it was mandatory.
What?
Well, we were talking about water rates.
Consumption.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, consumption
A price of what that would be for her to do it in her spare time when she had all the free time
Yeah.
in the world. So this may be a price on that too.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you your water rates are extremely low.
That's fine.
It's less than $1 a day.
But I'd like to see what the consumption is, because of the ones that are being high use with the leaks and stuff, to see if we can wake them up a little bit.
Okay.
So, but how much that was gonna cost.
Okay.
How many days do you got in a month?
How many what?
It's less than $1 a day. How many do you have in a month?
30?
30?
It's $20 base fee, isn't it?
Yeah.
And no
Okay,
consumption charge.
Yeah.
part of our responsibility is to conserve water.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, when these people are having these humongous losses, and they've been notified
They're
of
not
it,
losses.
They're leaks.
they're leaks, yeah, well, whatever
They're
you want to call it.
usages.
Why do we have to leave them on?
Well, I don't. I'm not sure that we have a policy that says we can turn them off. I mean, what if?
Okay, what if we did a resolution with a policy on it? You know, because,
Well, right now our policy, Tom, is to, if we see something unusual, too high, I can't remember what the threshold number was, then we send them a letter.
I also think if you guys eventually go to consumption based, you know, if the guy's got 50,000, he's definitely going to curb it back when he gets that first bill.
That's what I'm looking at for the consumption.
Yeah, that's the proper way to do it, is just to have a flow-based rate. So you would stay with your 20, you know, you should really be at a base rate of $30 a month minimum. That's $1 a day. That bottle right there costs more than $1. And most houses are using 100 to 300 gallons a day.
That's not as good as our water.
That's right.
But I don't think you legally can turn them off for having leakage.
I don't think, I think if we had some kind of a resolution,
we can do whatever we want, really.
Well, if it's a resolution, but
Are any of these high users on the delinquent list? Because if they are, they probably can't afford to fix it.
Well,
That's a good question, but I can't answer it at
we don't
this
make
time.
a cross-reference, Jackie, to that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that somebody has a high,
They're not doing it.
I'm not saying because somebody has a high amount of water.
It is excessively high.
Yeah, but you know, after you've told them once, you know, and then go out and tell them one more time with a tag on the door, then we ought to have the ability to shut them off. I mean, because we can't just sit there and watch them waste 1 million gallons of water in 6 months.
but then again, if they ended up using over a certain amount and they get hit with a bill,
Yeah, say you
that's
guys
gonna wake them
did-
up.
Well, yeah,
You know, your flat rate at 8,000 gallons, anything over
Even
8,000.
15,000 gallons, it doesn't matter. We're talking about.
How about 183?
Is that what
Yeah.
you use in a month?
Yeah.
No, that was no Wernie Coke.
I don't know what's going on. They got a pond in back or something there?
They used to have a fish pond, but supposedly you took it out of there. But man,
Well,
183,000
that's
gallons.
great to have a fish pond and pay for it.
Yeah, pay for
If
it.
you wanna have a big, huge swimming pool, pay for
Right,
it.
and that's really what you should be doing is
Yeah.
having some flow-paced rate so that,
And I'm talking excessive amount.
well,
You know, I'm talking about 15 or so, but that's,
Well, 8,000 a month.
you'll see
You
your
know, or
consumption drop in
4,000 a
half.
month.
if-
Well, this time of year,
well,
8,000,
yeah.
we're irrigating.
Makes you
that.
think twice about dumping that hot tub and filling it 3-4
Right.
times.
Right.
we're growing dahlias.
Same thing. If I wanna fill my hot tub, I may pay for it.
It's no different than Puget
I don't know
Power.
you, but I know what
Yeah.
Only having to spend $20 a month with
Well,
Puget
yeah,
Power,
I
you leave your
definitely
lights
pay for
on all
that.
the time, yeah.
My problem is with the user that is just taking the attitude, screw you. I'll let my pipes leak if I want to. And I can't see how we can be doing due diligence if we adopt that kind of philosophy.
But that's where the usage or the, consumption, hit them where it counts.
I know, but you know what? We really do need to get some stuff on paper about the billing thing, regardless of whether we're going to the meters or not, because all of a sudden, we'll say as an example, Jackie's usage rate goes up to 200,000 gallons. She doesn't even know she's got a leak. Well, that's not the kind of a thing where we go out and shut her off, but, there should be some type of an official warning that, look, you're using all of this water and it's going to waste.
We do that now.
Yes,
Most
and
people are
we
receptive.
have actually gone to people, and Tom, you recall, and we had people fix it.
Yeah, as long as
People
they'll
are
fix them, that's
receptive.
really all we're asking.
Get to it,
Most people are receptive. Some of them are like, I have no idea what could be causing that kind of
But
usage.
Tom, why should you pay the same amount as a family that has 7 people living in the house? I don't know how many people you have in your house, but I'm assuming 2.
Well, when when you came on board, my idea was that everybody's base rate should be for a family of 4.
Right, and we can set it up that way.
And if they have 7, well, then I guess we could have some kind of a hardship clause in the resolution.
No.
No, I think the simplest way to do it is to set a base usage with a base rate. If people are under that, then they're fine. If they go over that, then there's a slight increase in the fee for that extra water they use. That's the way, it's a sliding block scale.
Doesn't have to be
however you wanna say it.
drastic, but it is.
No, but
Yes.
at the same
And
time,
then
when
they
you set that
communicate
base
with
rate, you
us.
make sure that you can cover your expenses.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
where,
the-
Well, you have your flat rate no
base
matter
rate
what.
would cover your.
That's your
and then
budget.
you go up from there.
Well, what we've done historically is we just take a year's worth of data
Yeah.
and we average it out. And even having Gray and Osborne doing is probably more a finer look at it than what Brenda and I would do. But generally what we do is we look at your fixed costs and then the average use, and that's kind of sets your base rate for your base dollars. And then you have a flow-paced rate after that, yeah.
After the base rate.
And that's where people choose to, if they want to water their dahlias or their lawn or not fix a leak, then they pay for it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But
And
it
you
really
can-
brings equality to everyone.
Yeah, if I want to have a nice big huge garden, why should you have to pay for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
have
the
to
same way,
do
and
flow
and
based
if
by
we went to
gallon. You
that
can
type
also
of
do it
system,
per
I know what we
100.
do. We go along and we budget for the water bill.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to say, okay, we want to keep the flower beds and everything up, so, and this is what we've been using, we'll budget that amount, whatever that rate is.
Or Joanne would say, Phil, you can't bake tonight, so.
Yeah.
Well, my
The
idea.
flowers will smell pretty.
My idea is and has always been that we shouldn't have to worry about gardens and stuff like that. There should be enough water allotted with the base rate that people
And
don't
that-
have to
and that-
sit there watching the meter
And you
dial.
can make that call. All we can do is present you with information, and then
Yeah,
you make a
that's
decision.
good
But
point.
but
And we
you,
can happily.
Okay.
you have to have a policy. You're here to make policy.
Policy, yeah.
And so your policy should, cover expenses, put away for future improvements, and create conservation. And that's how you do it with a flow-paced rate.
And see, if they were to give out the rate of a certain number, first thing I would do is go to see how much I use. Okay,
Yeah.
that's about what I use, or I
I'll
use more,
check all
so I'm going to
your-
argue it.
And then
I'll
add
check all you
10,000 to it.
Believe
Well,
me,
you know.
it'll come out with all 5
I'll
of us.
check all
But you'd be sitting there thinking,
commissioners.
if you water your garden like you do all the time, you got other people doing the same thing.
But I'm
That's
telling,
where we sit.
I'm telling you right now, just your $20 a month base, that's the lowest rate I know of.
I can
Well-
actually provide you with a list of, I already have that, of what other people, not in Whatcom County unfortunately, but Skagit County and Island County, of what they charge and what their base
I've
rates
got
are.
Washington
And
County, so I can-
I'd be more interested.
But
in
you know
Whatcom
what?
County, but-
You don't base
Yeah,
your rates
sorry.
on what
Yeah.
other people
I'll
do.
give
You
it
base
to
it
you,
on your
Brenda.
budget.
Yes.
yeah, that
Base it
Tom
on your
Watkins
budget.
guy
Well, the budget,
is
you
pretty
still
high.
keep your flat
Am I-
rate.
Yeah,
That's your flat billing.
Your base rate will cover all your soft costs.
Right.
yeah, your fixed
And
costs.
then water use above that covers the cost of producing water.
Correct,
And plus
yeah.
depreciation fund and things like that.
So you guys are going to handle all the hooplas, right?
Gray and Osborne
Yeah,
does a
that's
much more
pretty simple exercise,
intricate,
actually.
or, they we do a real quick one, and it gives you some good ideas, but if you want a real solid rate study, then you go to Gray and Osborne, and they
Okay.
put it
And
together.
that's something you do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, tell us how much it is next month.
Okay, so you'll
Yeah, I think
provide
it's
maybe
good.
an estimate by next month? Can you do
Do you
that?
want an estimate for doing
Mhm.
a water rate study? Sure.
That's what.
Okay.
I would like
yeah,
that.
I'm convinced I want to spend that kind of money.
Well,
Huh? Well, I don't think it's gonna be that kind of money. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, really, all we do is we take basically 3 years worth of water use records. And you put it in a spreadsheet, and you may already have it in a spreadsheet.
I already have it in a
And then we
spreadsheet.
calculate some averages, and you look at
Yeah.
your summer peak flows, your winter. Your winter flows is generally your base rate. That's what people are using in the house for bathing, cooking, washing laundry, and all that kind of stuff. That's your base use of water. Obviously, it goes up for everybody in the summer because then you introduce outside uses. And then you pick a comfortable number in there. And
Right.
so is it an astronomical cost?
No.
I've got all the spreadsheets I can provide you and you
No,
can,
it's not that much.
okay. So do you want him to provide an estimate next month?
I'd like to have an estimate.
Okay, well, give us the figures so we can approve the
Yeah.
funds.
You know,
Yay, then I don't have to do it.
well, and I like no offense, wastewater services,
No,
but then we have an engineer that
We've
can
got
go
enough
back
to
and,
do.
Yeah, we got enough to do.
yeah, but then an engineer will have to back.
Yeah.
Okay, now, so are we gonna budget some money tonight for him to start this?
No, he's just gonna give us the price
He's
next
gonna give us the
month.
price next month.
Yeah.
We certainly gonna charge us for this, I hope.
Well, I
Have to
think
give us a
what'll happen
price.
is he'll give us a price and we agree. I think he'll have some money wrapped into it for the initial,
Yeah, I'm not gonna charge you to offer
Give an estimate.
a service.
to give an
Oh.
estimate.
Yeah,
And,
that's the cost of doing business.
and he knows that I've
That's a
got it
bid.
all on
That's what I'm trying to
spreadsheets
sell
now, so
myself.
he knows what he's dealing
He's
with.
an engineer, but he's not a lawyer, okay?
Careful.
Yeah.
But being as I've got all this stuff on the spreadsheet, he's just gonna have to manipulate my spreadsheets or transfer it to his.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, give us a price, that'd be kinda cool.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Have we had any feedback on all these ones that are marked high usage, been spoken to?
Couple of them-
Jackie, we just-
Couple of them have fixed their leaks.
If they say high usage, those are normally recent high usage. We go out and put door tags on. Ken is,
75,000 on one of them for John Horseman. There's only 2 of them lives there.
Well, Jackie, what happens is, it's probably not even a leak. He's probably got lawn, and you know what? He
He's got 2 big trucks.
he puts the sprinkler on in the morning and then shuts it off when he goes to bed, because there's no reason to not do it.
Right.
and
You'll
Ken has,
see the water consumption drop in half once you go to a flow-based rate.
Yeah,
And
and
Ken
that's,
has-
and that's something to consider in the rate, because years ago when I was in Friday Harbor, which is an island, islands have issues with water, okay? And they had an issue with their water, having a shortage. And obviously during the summertime, when they have all the people visit the island, they were having a water shortage in the summer. So what they did is they introduced a bunch of conservation measures. They made all the hotels and restaurants and everybody put low flow faucets and low flow shower heads and low flow toilets and all this kind of stuff. So their water consumption went way down. So did their revenue.
Yeah.
And I listened to council members argue for 2 hours on the theory of supply and demand with water, which doesn't work. If you don't have water to sell, you don't lower the price so you sell more. You don't have water to sell.
Yeah.
And that's their problem. They didn't have water to sell. So their water fund was running short. They'd conserved basically as much as they could. They were running out of money. They had no other way to get more water. So they were kind of in a pickle there. But you guys don't have a shortage of water. So, but you have to think about that. If you put a consumption rate on there, you need to make sure that your revenues don't go below sustainable.
Right,
That's why I made
absolutely.
the point, your base rate's based to cover your expenses.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Yep. But we also don't have to do anything asinine like what they did across the street for 500 gallons.
What'd they do?
They did a flat rate, what it was, so we would do like a flat rate at $20 for 500 gallons.
Oh.
They set that too low.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, but
And
that
they
was,
weren't even covering their expenses.
but they
Right.
dropped their monthly rate down,
only by like $1 or $2.
but the money they were making was on the usage.
Yeah.
So in reality, with
But
such a
for
low
that kind
usage,
of a-
that was their rate increase.
That kind of a flat rate with that
Backdoor rate.
little
Yeah,
of
maybe that's all it
consumption
was.
was crazy.
Right.
Well, you have 2 things that you have to address, in my opinion, in your rate. Number one, your rate is too low. Your monthly fee is too low. And then the second thing is you need to have that flow rate so that you're creating more conservation.
I
Right.
agree with the
That's
second
more
part
than
of the
anything
comment,
else.
And the first part has no bearing on the thing. You know, we've been able to provide the service, but if, my point of it is, and not belittle the point, let's
Yeah.
just go on and get the thing set, but to just say we gotta raise the rates because they're too low. I tell you what, I've seen water districts really get in trouble with the idea, well, we'll just go out and raise the rate because our neighbor over here raised their rate. That don't work.
I would never advocate for that, Phil, but you also have a lot of infrastructure that
I know.
you have to
Yeah.
replace at some point in time.
I know that,
Okay.
And
I
you-
know that, but I would rather go out to the public, not that way. We have infrastructure that needs repaired and that type
Yeah,
of thing.
you'll
Absolutely.
need to
And
document
every
why
damn
you're
thing.
setting the rate
Yeah.
that you're setting. You'll need to document.
But it's easier, it's more acceptable to the public to go up 50 cents or $1 than
Yeah, a little
what
bit
we've
every
done
year.
recently at some districts, to go up $10 or $12 a month.
And I've seen that
Yeah.
argued, and I've seen the same ratepayers that said that they go along with it, they're the ones standing throwing rocks at the office.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want nobody.
Well, they got a big throw at this office.
I mean, you also
I
have
got
the option
cameras
too,
for
in this
throwers.
exercise, is that, and many districts do it, is that they do an inflationary base rate increase every year. It might
Yeah.
only be
And
1.5
And we haven't
to
done that for
2.5%.
4 years.
Yeah, and that's where you get into trouble, is that all of a sudden you go from $20 a month to, hey, we need to go to 30.
35,
Well, it'd been
yeah.
a lot more pleasant if you'd gone 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
And I recognize that we're
Instead of
gonna
a
have
big
to
step change.
look at this, but I'd like to see how much
Yep.
usage is going on too. Kind of
Oh.
the combine of the whole discussion with that.
That's gonna be Roger's job.
Yep.
And it has to be that, Robert, I agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, so look at all avenues on this one. So,
Something
okay,
stinks.
moving on. New business.
Something really stinks in there.
Well, don't let no gas.
No, no, it wasn't me.
And she's standing away from everything.
No, I'm just. it smells almost
Okay,
burnt.
the Tin Rock Development. That must be this paper right here?
No, no.
No, no?
I just
Okay.
wanted to kind of give you an update that he has applied for final plot development. We talked about that. So I'm assuming it is going to be very soon forthcoming. He's going to at least initiate one, if not more, of those homes.
Okay.
So that was, we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier. On to the next item.
Hold on a second, let me ask. You're saying he's applied for final plat approval on what? The 4 lots?
Yes.
Additional, the other 4 lots? Okay.
Yeah, so it was one large parcel, you know.
Right. Yeah, he
So
did a lot
he's-
line adjustment to get the first 2, but now he's had to go through a formal plat or short
Short plat.
plat to get the other 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the DOH called me and told me he was working on that. And to confirm that there was 4 connections for his,
DOH is the health department in Whatcom County.
oh, I'm sorry, the health department from Whatcom County is who called.
Because they're looking for what, certificate of availability or something?
Yeah. So the next item, resolution on administrative fees. So I kind of tried to figure out how to put all of this in a resolution, and you have a fee schedule in front of you. Some of this is in the form of some of that is in the form of a resolution. I kind of put all of the charges that I could think of that we've ever used. And if somebody notices something that's missing, anyways, on here is also administration fee, 20% of actual costs. Actual costs included but not limited to legal filings, outside consulting, project management, etc. Also, in the developer extension application will be a clause in there that they do have to sign. They have to sign the application that comes to you where it states they'll be responsible for 20%, yada, yada, yada. So I kind of created this fee schedule. What I'm really kind of hoping to do is maybe at the bottom that's put approved by motion on such and such a date at the bottom, or even have your initials on the bottom, whichever you guys think, or if you'd rather revise me. I was trying to go through and find every fee we have. So I just was looking for input. And you didn't get it. Has anybody seen anything missing?
No, but I wonder if we don't have to, we might want to give ourselves just a little bit of a wiggle room, because we're not sure whether all of them are there. Under miscellaneous charge, could we have something that, you know, you could add something if you found it at a later date? Because then we're getting out of it, going always back and revising the damn thing.
Well, and that's where we could,
I think we need to come to you each time if we find something new. We need
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and this is, you see, effective September 1st, 2014. And the application to the developer extension agreement, Kelly and I were reviewing it tonight. It'll go through Roger, get that final approval before it gets done. But I was just trying to come up with something. If somebody walked in, I could hand it to them. It's there, it's available, it's on the wall. It's got any and every fee that I can think of that we charge for whatever reason, including public records.
Well, one of the things too, lost my train of thought
Didn't
now.
we have a resolution for the developer extension?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a feasibility study application,
Yeah.
which was, I think, 2,500.
Well, there's a whole bunch,
Deposit.
there's a whole bunch of fees within the developer extension manual that aren't listed on here.
It is, but it doesn't
Well, I
have to be
think-
listed on here.
Because it's in developer
It's
extension.
because it's in the
Okay, so
manual.
the developer extension agreement is totally separate from what we're doing here.
Yes, this is overall district fees.
Okay, all
It's
right.
not appropriate to put all of the fees associated with the developer extension because they can range too.
So this is the
Isn't there
developer's
just one- isn't there
extension?
just one fee, isn't it $2,500 plus?
Well, there's a
Cost or
2,500
something like that.
guarantee deposit that
Yes.
needs to be
But there's
submitted.
Department of Health fees and application fees.
But those aren't fees that the district collects, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, and then you pass it through the DOH?
Yeah, isn't there engineering fees and all that stuff in
Yeah,
there
there's
too?
I think this is a good list.
This is just an
Developer extension agreement
application.
simply says that those fees are passed on to the developer. I don't think they're listed in, there's no numbers listed in.
I know what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Well, I think on the water service, we should look at raising that within the next 60 days because we're putting $5,000 a year into the protection from the Indians taking our water. That's an added cost that wasn't there last year. And now we're going to start doing the valves up there on the hill. And we're showing a 14% loss in water. So, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with moving to raise the rates to $25 right away.
But I'd like to see the consumption
No,
report
I
before
want
we
to see
do
the
that.
consumption report.
I'd like to see that. I'm not disagreeing with that, Tom, but I'd like to see a consumption report and stuff. And
You have a lot of room to move in that, and I think once Roger puts something together
Yeah.
for you, then you can really make a good decision.
I think we could probably make that decision by the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we'll be able to make an informed decision by the end of the year. And,
But
you
that
know,
doesn't address this rate schedule.
No, fair enough.
It's
No.
a current rate schedule right now. That's what you guys
Are you
charge
comfortable with
right
it?
now.
Well, the purpose of this was to squeeze in the administrative fee of 20%.
But the
Yeah.
Right, so why
But
can't?
then also to put it in one place.
Yeah, so we
because
can approve
When you
this.
look at it now for the first time.
It's a liquid document, it's gonna change.
It's mostly because of
the
the 20%
application, application for water service, Roger, is that correct? Where it has the $2,500 guarantee. I put a clause in there that I'd like Roger to.
That's not in this.
Let me
I
ask you
know.
a quick question.
It's in my car.
You negotiated with Blair Murray on this 20% over the phone about some of these fees and stuff, correct?
It's a standard fee that we have in most of our developer extension agreements, and so I assumed that it was in this one.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And so we charged it, and he objected to it, and then Brenda did some research and realized that we didn't have that provision in the rules at Whatcom 13, so we refunded him or credited him the money.
Fair enough, now that we know that, aren't we really worried about, is this the 20%? Or
Well-
did it sound like he was addressing all this
No.
with your
No,
conversation?
I think the 20% was the catalyst,
Right,
but it's good to have, we have these
Yeah.
schedules in other places, you post them on the wall, they're part of the record, and, you know, it just keeps everybody informed. So it doesn't feel like you're arbitrarily picking numbers.
okay.
But
And this
even.
is a lot more professional, and it's a good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, not only that, but when you fill out, I will give it to Roger, and I think I have it in my car this evening, the water service application, it clearly states in there that they have to sign that it says they're responsible for 20% for administrative, blah, 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 blah. So it is on here, but it's also in that application that we're gonna approve, or I'll bring to you guys for reapproval you guys will accept the new application. Is that how that works?
This is actually codifying most of our charges, and, you know, then they're there and people can see them, and if we need to change it, then we come to you and ask for a change.
But wastewater services is very pleased with how this is.
I
and
think it's great, yeah.
Okay, I have a motion
You did a
for,
good
a motion on this, anybody?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Any more questions?
So accept the fee schedule
All in favor?
As presented.
As presented. Aye.
that is effective 9/1/14. That way we can distinguish between them.
Sure.
Okay.
I have one aye,
Aye.
2, aye, 3, 4, all ayes. Okay, very good. You want everybody to initial the bottom here? You can do that.
I think you've got it in the record, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it in the record. What I'm going to do is put at the bottom is approved at the board meeting on August, whatever.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so we
Blah,
can
blah, blah.
always go back and refer to the minutes, should we need to.
Okay,
You want to add this to the application fee? Or paperwork?
Yeah, I'm going to add the 20% to the application fee. Kelly and I were reviewing it tonight. It'll be in your packets next month, just so you could see what I've done and approve the new application.
Blair won't get started before then.
No. And I can get it up to you.
We do need to research and make sure that this doesn't need to be supported by a resolution. So if it does, we've got it in the record as you approving it, and if
Right.
we need to bring in a resolution, we'll have that for you next month.
I'll take care of it.
That's good.
That's fine.
Good, too.
Yep, fair enough.
Okay.
All right, next one, reimbursement of meals. Thought we had that last month.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a resolution?
No.
No?
We researched, made several calls to other districts, and because of all the unlimited possibilities of restrictions and this, every single one of them just did it by motion for specifically what the specific issue was, which I think the consensus was here, it was for Section 3 meals.
For section 3 and for conferences.
And if there's...
That's how I read in the minutes. That's fine, I mean, if everybody's happy with how it reads and stuff.
I mean, if it was
Let's roll.
conferences, I don't understand,
I don't know.
because the meals are all paid for at the conferences, so.
Well, so
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there,
specifically then for section 3.
unless you have something else.
Unless it's an as-needed basis, if something comes up that you guys want to attend, you can always submit your meal reimbursements for approval. I don't see anything wrong with
Possibility I can
that.
think of is, you go to the planning meeting, do you want to eat afterwards, or the caucus meeting? Do you want to eat lunch and get paid for lunch or dinner afterwards?
Section 3 and
I mean,
conferences.
that's up to the board. But other than Section 3, I can't think of any.
Yeah, you know, after I thought about that, I was the one that included the conferences, but Richard's right. They get fed for free.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
You could also say for the drive over there too.
That could be. If you
You know.
want to pay for it.
But you have to have we do need a resolution in place for
No,
that.
every district has done it, that we talk to around here has done it strictly by motion, because resolution could be as thick as this, trying to cover all the
Right.
possibilities.
So.
okay, so are we going to do the resolution? Okay, we're going to do that before the fact or after?
You can do it right now. You can make a motion to approve meals at Section 3 up to $20 with the receipt. Just that.
For 12 months.
Sounds like you just made the motion.
Oh, is that a
And I'll-
second?
And I'll second it.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So
Alrighty.
is this going to be one that we're going to look at
If-
every year,
yes.
just like
Yeah.
we do Section 3 small district, all that stuff? So
And
$20.
if there's anything else that comes up, we just address it at the meeting.
That's before that happens.
Yeah, very good. All right, iDrive.
iDrive, so you guys all have a memo in there. We've looked at a couple different things, iDrive, Carbonite. We're looking for something to store up into the cloud. If our building were to ever burn down, our external hard drive would be gone, obviously.
We don't have this already.
No.
We have an
nothing.
external hard drive.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not out
Is
of
that
the
safe?
office.
A little
Yes,
backup
it's-
history here is, Phil and I attended small district meetings, and we do learn stuff there, believe it or not. And the whole class was on security of your data and the big one that hits. Well, right now we have a external hard drive. It's backed up whenever. I'm not, once a week, once, whenever. And even if it's in the safe, or right now it stays with the computer, we get burglarized or it burns down, or we lose our computer and that hard drive, what do we have? We have nothing.
Yeah, all the data would be
It was a
gone.
real eye opener.
Our company has it.
And this is very secure?
Okay,
Very-
Yes.
is the cloud thing safe?
Yes.
Yes, they're they're saying
Matter of
it's,
fact, you have the tablet, it's go to
go to
iDrive.com. and you can
It's about as safe as anything else is these days with a computer.
now carbonite was about $300. This one is, starts off at 74, or actually starts off at 37. That's for basic personal. If I could get that, because it's 200 gigabyte, and I don't think we'll go over it, but I don't know if they'll let me do it because I'm a business. The business is 74.62, and that's for a year. And supposedly it'll sync up. So if we make some changes, it'll sync all your devices, including our laptop, should we set it up that way. So I think it's a very minimal price for a little bit of security.
Good insurance.
Yeah, good
It costs a lot more
insurance.
than $74 if it gets.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for a motion.
I'm moved to make it the district policy to join and pay for iDrive, not to exceed $150 a year.
second the motion.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That being the last thing on the...
Go there, people, because you guys can get it for free.
Yeah,
Up to
you
5
personal
gigabytes.
can get it up for free.
iDrive, okay.
iDrive.com.
Trust me, I ain't got nothing that important that needs...
Kelly's really pissed. He wanted to get out of here at 7:25.
Why? He didn't want to beat
The
your
numbers are
time.
just mixed up. It's 752 instead of 725.
Anything else, ladies and gentlemen? A motion?
I have something. I will not be attending the next month's commissioners meeting.
Okay.
I'll be in Montana fly fishing.
Man,
Hope you take the heat.
wow.
What do you, after you catch them, you put them in a jar or?
Eat it. No, I turn them loose. Where I'm going, I'll turn them loose, believe me.
Was that an adjournment?
Do I hear adjournment? Adjournment. Have a good night. 8